transformation. A heart transplant, he believes, changed his personality, his tastes, even his memories, into those of his donor, all-action Hollywood stuntman Brady Michaels. Could something that appears straight from a horror movie actually be real? Dr. Stuart Hameroff has a radical theory about how memory is stored in the human body.
It's not only the brain that can store memory. We have muscle memory. We learn to play tennis, and there's information stored in the nerves that control the muscles. And the heart has a lot of neurons. Outside the brain, it's one of the largest collections of neurons in the body. The nodes that control the beating of the heart and the conduction and the synchrony of the muscles, so the heart beats together synchronously, are fairly a substantial complex of neurons.
Neurons are specialized cells that transmit information via electrical impulses and chemical signals throughout the body's nervous system. The information they carry allows us to move, think, learn, and feel. Most neuroscientists believe that long-term memories are stored exclusively by neurons in the brain. Dr. Hameroff has a more radical theory. He believes memories can also be stored by neurons in other parts of the body, within a cellular structure called a microtubule.
Microtubules seem to be the most likely site for memory to be housed, because we know that in Alzheimer's disease, where you lose memory, it's the microtubules in the brain neurons that fall apart. So there's a number of avenues of evidence to lead to the fact that the microtubules are housing and storing memory. But it would be focused and more prevalent in parts of the body that have the most neurons, the most microtubules, namely the brain and the big nervous ganglia like the heart.
If Dr. Hameroff is right, memories can be stored by microtubules in the brain, the heart, and the spinal cord, or anywhere else there are neurons. This could explain why, when Bill Wall got a heart transplant, he got a memory transplant too.
Dr. Hameroff came to his theory of memory initially by studying neurons and anesthesia, and then extending that to other organs, particularly the heart. So he's looking at a very special case of how a particular component of a cell can have memory. And I wouldn't disagree with it.
Throughout human history, poets and philosophers have invested the heart with powers and meaning beyond that of a simple organ. In Papua New Guinea, victorious warrior tribes would consume the hearts of the vanquished to absorb their qualities. In the arts, the heart has always been seen as the source of all love and passion. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart courage to make love known? That's Shakespeare. The heart is central to our culture, and it is our own center. From the heart, everything flows. Now, some scientists believe the heart literally has a mind of its own. But could memory and intelligence be found in more than our hearts and heads? Could it be coursing through our whole bodies? Dr. Schwartz's theory takes things a step further. He thinks memory can be stored in all cells throughout the body, not just the neurons, thanks to something called feedback.
Feedback is the essence of learning and memory. Now, that same feedback process operates at any level. It's what operates within the neurons that allow the neurons to learn between them. But that same feedback that allows the neuron cells to learn is feedback that can operate within the interconnected network of cells in the heart or the lungs or any other organ.
Feedback occurs when a past event influences the response to the same event in the present or future. According to Schwartz, this loop allows individual cells to have a sort of memory.
That's another thing about these feedback loops, is a recurrent process. Each time you repeat the process over and over again, it makes the memory stronger.
Could our individual cells have a form of memory? Schwartz believes they do. And what's more, he thinks he can prove it.
We typically think of muscle memory as being mostly the brain, but it turns out the muscles have the potential to learn as well, because all muscles have feedback. Ergo, feedback memory and muscle memory in the muscles themselves.
Schwartz can show this principle in action. A person is able to train his muscles to shoot basketball hoops using feedback so that he continues to hit the basket even when blindfolded. According to Schwartz, it is not just groups of tissue that can have memories. He thinks it is possible that every single cell in the body can store information.
Since feedback loops are operating at every level in the body, at every level, there's going to be theoretically memory and to various degrees learning at every level in the body.
Although unproven, this theory could help explain the cases of transplant recipients who report receiving the donor's memories, tastes, and behavior along with their new organ. Interesting, but unfortunately all theoretical. Maybe to find the answer to this mystery, we should take a look at a different organ, the human brain. Maybe, just maybe, now that Bill has his new heart and his health, it's gone to his head. Could getting a new lease on life convince you that you are a whole new person? Bill doesn't think it's all that simple.
Certainly just getting a transplant and a second chance at life changed me in a major way, but I also totally believe that certain characteristics of my donor have become a basic part of my life, and I feel that this is the cellular memory that's changed my life, and I honestly feel made me a better person, a happier person, and I actually love now caring and helping and wanting to make a difference.
Most neuroscientists remain skeptical that cellular memory exists at all. Nevertheless, Bill Wall believes memories, just like organs, can be transplanted. One thing is true, Bill's experiences have definitely been weird or what?